Okay, I'll move and second for this. Yep. Okay, all those in favour of receiving this, please say aye. To the contrary, carried, unanimous. We are now moving to 8.7, decisions on changes to the bylaws about waste. Panel recommendations. Councillor Gillen will introduce this item. I'll ask him to move as the chair of that panel. Councillor Winiata, will you second this, as you are also on that panel? And the staff are here if there are any questions. So Councillor Gillen, would you like to introduce that? And you happy to move this? And Councillor Winiata, happy to second this? Thank you very much for that. Okay, you introduce this and then the staff will speak to it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Mayor. This report presents the panel recommendations on public feedback and local board views on the proposal to update Council's bylaw rules about waste. The panel comprised of myself as chair, Councillor Matt Winiata, and Hukura member Michelle Wilson, but unfortunately member Wilson was unable to attend the deliberations and did not contribute to the recommendations. The proposal was adopted by the governing body in December last year following a statutory review of the current rules and sought to improve how they support our waste minimisation goals and to minimise public nuisance, health and safety risks. Public consultation ran from 20th of January to the 22nd of February this year, resulting in feedback from 63 people and organisations and views from 12 local boards, with most of the recommendations being supported. The panel deliberated on 29th of May and recommend the proposal be adopted with some changes, including to clarify the compliance and data requirements from waste collectors and facilities, to transfer rules about unaddressed mail to more appropriate bylaw about nuisance, and to better reflect our Maori principles in alignment with climate and sustainability goals. I wanted to highlight to the governing body members that one area that has been significantly changed from the proposal is how scrap metal dealers and car wreckers are referenced. Following on from concerns raised in submissions and the public hearing by the industry that they should be considered as processing diverted materials rather than dealing with waste, and also their concerns about sharing data with Council, Councillor Winiata and staff and I undertook 2 site visits to learn more about the industry and discuss their concerns. We also obtained advice which confirmed the concerns of the industry on how they are defined. Due to this, the recommendation from the panel is to change definitions so that scrap metal dealers and other facilities that only process diverted materials are not included as waste facilities, and also that Council explores ways of receiving data from the industry on a voluntary basis. I'd like to thank Dana and Paul and the other staff for all of their advice and support. The panel asks that the governing body approve the panel's recommendations, and I'd just like to invite Councillor Winiata to add any comments if he has any before questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gillen. I'd like to thank yourself for the role in chairing the bylaw panel. And this was really good work coming from someone who in the previous life was certainly a disgruntled resident thinking that council never listens. It was great to see from the inside that actually the staff do. And how robust the processes were. So my thanks to Paul, Dana and Caroline. I know she's not there in the back, but thanks to them. It was great to see the approach that you applied, the listening and the change in direction sometimes that you undertook with taking on the information from John and myself. So it was greatly appreciated, and thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, thank you too for the work you've done on this, and I'll get the staff to address us, please.
As Your Worship, nothing further to add. Happy to answer questions if there are any.
Well, that's you just any questions, and that's because we've presumably read all this, and it's quite worthwhile stuff. Do I have any questions other than the work? We've got full trust in the efforts from Councillors Gillen and Winiata, and by the sounds of it, you put a lot of time and effort into this, so I'm very pleased to hear that. Okay, I have no questions. Is there any debate on this? No, all right, well in that case we'll move this. All those in favour please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, carried. Now there's an example of excellent work, thank you too. Very much. And thank you staff. We're now moving to the appointment of independent members of the Audit and Risks. No, that's not quite the secret, but yeah, I've gone over too many pages in one.
Yeah, this is just a process report.
We've just got a process report now, the forward work program, the status update,
Going to do 8.8.
which is what?
That's the process report for your appointments.
The process report.
Yeah.
Humble apologies there. The process. This is an open process report, but we talk about who and why will come later in the confidential report. This is just telling us what we're going to do, which sounds to me to be a particular piece of process nonsense that we have to even do this. But Councillor Short, who's deeply involved in this and mainly in the bit when we do in secrecy, could you like to address us on this? And you'll move this, no doubt, and it'll be seconded by somebody else.
Yep, I'm happy to move
Councillor
this.
Fully.
Yep. So thank you, Your Worship. This report is to provide an overview to the governing body of the process that was undertaken to appoint a new member to the Audit and Risk Committee. Paul Connell, Max Hardy and I were appointed to identify a suitable candidate for this role. We received the long list of candidates on the 13th of March, shortlisted the applicants on the 14th, and as noted in the report, conducted interviews on the 27th of May. As Deputy Chair of the Audit and Risk Committee, I am very confident in the robustness of the overall process, and I'm satisfied in the process staff took to identify the skills and if there were any skill gaps with the current and potential candidates. You'll also note that we have taken this opportunity to also reappoint the 2 current panel members, and with the support of staff, we also undertook a performance review for them. Again, I'm very satisfied in the process that has been undertaken to reappoint the members and identify a new candidate. So thank you, Rhonda, for your guidance and your professionalism during this process, and I will be supporting this recommendations.
Got no questions, and presumably there's no debate on this. It's been well handled from what I can understand, so I'm going to put this. All those in favour of the process, please say aye. To the contrary, carried. We've got the next 3 are procedural reports, so I'm going to move these together. They'll be seconded by Councillor Henderson. We are talking the forward work program. We're talking the status update on action decisions, and we're talking the summary of information circulated. So if I've got no questions, I'll put that. All those in favour of accepting those 3, please say aye. To the contrary, carried. Now we're going to go into secrecy. Exclusion of the public for the Local Government Information and Meetings Act 1987, in order that we can discuss confidential reports about Audit and Risk Committee and land acquisition to provide a symmetry. I'll move that we go into discussion into secrecy, and the Deputy will second this. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, carried. We're going to go into secrecy for a few minutes. I'll just wait until Council